For most of my life, I believed that being strong meant pushing through, no matter how tired, no matter how overwhelmed, or no matter how disconnected I felt. I kept going. I was the ever-ready battery. Because that's what strong women do, right? We push through the exhaustion. We power through the broken heart. And we don't stop. Because if we stop, it feels like everything is going to fall apart. But over time, I learned something different. Pushing through doesn't make us strong. And makes us disconnected from our bodies, our hearts, and from the quiet voice that's whispering, hey, you need to rest. We live in a world that worships hustle, a culture that tells us if we just push harder, we'll finally get there. There's always another project, another expectation, another should, another must. Even rest becomes a performance. I'll rest after I finish this. I'll rest when the kids are grown. I'll rest when things settle down. Except they never settle down. And when we finally stop, it's not peaceful. It's collapse. It's the body saying, I've been waiting for you to notice me. You know who does this correctly? Athletes. Every professional athlete knows the importance of rest. The science is clear. The muscles don't grow while you train. They grow during recovery. There's actual research showing that athletes who train 7 days a week perform worse than those who have built-in recovery times. Overtraining causes injury, fatigue, and poor focus. All the things we experience when we refuse to slow down. Yet most of us live like emotional athletes, training every day without recovery. We expect peak performance without rest, and then we wonder why we're exhausted, anxious, or numbing ourselves at night with food or screens. If elite athletes understand the rest enhances performance, maybe it's time we start treating rest as a tool, not as a reward. I can't tell you how many women I've coached who start the session with, I'm fine. And I always know fine really means I'm holding it together by a thread, a tiny thread. They're taking care of everyone else, showing up to every responsibility, but inside they are running on fumes. They're the women who can't sit still because resting feels uncomfortable, feels like they've lost. And when they finally stop, they feel the game is over. So they fill these spaces with food, with busyness, with caretaking, anything but quiet and calm. It's not weakness, it's a habit. They were never taught that rest is part of the rhythm of being alive. They were taught that worthiness is earned, that rest looks like you've stopped earning it. But when we ignore our own needs long enough, our bodies always find a way to make us stop. For some, it's illness. For others, it's emotional eating. That moment when food becomes the only break you allow yourself. Think about it. It's the one time no one can ask you for anything. You sit, you eat, and for a few minutes you breathe. But it's not about hunger. It's about permission. Permission to rest, permission to slow down, permission to not have to perform. But that's survival. That is not self-care. The beautiful part is, once you start giving yourself genuine rest, real pauses, real time to breathe, that constant pull towards food also quiets down. You know who has this figured out? Kids and dogs. When you come home after a long day, you don't have to perform for them. You can be grumpy, sweaty, messy, distracted. They don't care. They just love that you showed up. They don't need your best self. They just need you. And somewhere along the way, we forgot how to love ourselves like that, unconditionally. We only like ourselves when we're productive, kind, patient, composed. But what about when we're tired, frustrated, or just plain being human? Imagine if we treated ourselves the way our dogs do. Hey, you're home, you made it. That's enough, I'm so happy. That's the kind of love that gives us room to breathe, to rest, and to be imperfectly. You can still be worthy. There was a time years ago when I thought all the time, as a mom of 5, there wasn't much space for rest. If something went wrong, I fixed it. If someone needed something, I showed up. Even when I was exhausted, I told myself, keep going. They only have you. And yes, I made it through. But I didn't realize how much of myself I lost in the process. It wasn't until I started taking 5 quiet minutes, no noise, no phone, no multitasking, that I began to hear myself again. And that's when everything started to shift, because rest doesn't just restore your body, it reconnects you to your soul. We've been taught strength looks like an endurance race, but true strength, it's self-awareness. It's knowing when to push and when to pause. Rest is not quitting, it's preparation. It's what allows us to show up for the next challenge with clarity and energy instead of that resentment. So this week, I want you to try something simple. Take one intentional pause each day, even if it's only for 3 minutes. Breathe. Check in. What do I need right now? Just ask yourself that. Because when you listen to your body, it whispers. It never has to scream. And that's where real strength is. The kind that lasts. That's where it begins. Listening to our body. Those little whispers.